All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to our sneak peek into coaching, our What the Heck is a Coach informational call. And as you kind of saw, the background craziness here, like I was just a girl from a two-stoplight town that decided that I wanted to take my own health and my happiness into my own hands. And I have no special skills. I have no special talent. My business runs typically from my couch, from my kitchen table, and right here in my basement. And so you saw that chaos going on, and that's real life. You're going to hear from myself tonight and three other ladies on this call, Leah, Morgan, and Courtney. And you're going to hear about how we got started as challengers and how we decided to take this gift that is coaching and create a business from our own homes. You're going to hear our stories. They're different. There's different that are going to be specific to that person individually, but you're also going to hear some similarities. And one thing that I hope that you hear is that at the end of the day, no matter how different we are, we come together to help each other rise. We come together to lift other people up, not push them down. And we have a desire to help people do the same. As coaches, we really are rooted in being on our own journey, first and foremost, at all times, living our best life, being healthy, being happy. And then we pay it forward to other people. And it's something that we're very passionate about. You'll hear that tonight. You'll hear our hearts. A lot of times we say we would love to shout this from the rooftops, and we will, because it truly has changed our lives and our families' lives. And so I'm going to kick it off to Morgan, who she is going to start us off, and then we'll kind of pass the mic around and unmute ourselves and enjoy.
All right. Well, first, if you don't know me, I'm Morgan. Thank y'all so much for being here with us tonight. It means a lot. We know everybody's busy, like you have lives. I see kids. But like Krista said, this is real life. And I think one of the most incredible things about this business and, getting to whatever point with it that you want, depending on your goals, is that this works with life. This is not something that is specific to anybody's situation, because we all have our own busy. And it's just a matter of, we figured it out. And because you're going to have an incredible team and support and resources, you're going to be able to do the same thing. Figure out how to make this work for the already busy life that I'm sure you have. So just a little bit of sort of my backstory and the biggest hesitation I had as I was trying to decide whether I wanted to do this crazy coaching thing or not. I had an eating disorder for 11 years. And after my first son was born, I just, was at this point in my life. I was 25 years old. I had a new baby, and I couldn't stand that I was the way I was. Like, I kept saying, like, Morgan, what is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? Why are you like this? And so I knew that I needed to make a massive change in my health. Like, Morgan had to change. And at the same time, my husband was in the Marine Corps, and he deployed when Cooper was 3 months old. I was working as a nurse, and I just remember going in the bathroom at work and crying day after day, or like I would be in the break room pumping, crying, because I didn't want to be pumping my boobs. I wanted to be at home nursing my baby. Like I felt like Cooper didn't know who his dad was because he had to deploy, and I was working, and I would come home from work, and it would be the babysitter would have him fed, bathed, and I would just go tell him goodnight. And I hated that. Prior to having a child, I never wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Like, it was never this goal of mine. I went to school for 4 years to be a nurse, and I wanted to be a nurse since I was a little teeny girl. Like, all my baby dolls had Band-Aids and like toilet paper for cast on their arms. Like, it was just always what I wanted to do. So having this desire to be a stay-at-home mom was so weird, because it was something I never said I would do, but it was a true, like, pull at my heart. to be able to do that. So when I was considering coaching, I had watched this girl on social media for a solid year. And in the beginning, I rolled my eyes at her stuff, and I was just like, oh, good for you. You got your workout in again. But the thing was, I was jealous. Like, I was in such a crappy point in my life that seeing somebody else looking good and feeling good made me jealous. And so I watched her and I watched her and I watched her and I watched her. And then finally one day I just decided, like, you have this thing that's been presented to you that can help you change your life, which was what I knew I needed to do. And it has the potential to help you leave your job, which was the other thing I wanted to do. So I just decided, like, this literally cannot be any worse than where I am right now. There's no possible way this can make it any worse. So I decided to just get over that fear and do it. I think that the biggest hesitation I had in the very beginning was, I just told y'all I had an eating disorder. Like, I had zero knowledge of how to eat right and how to be healthy or how to work out. And so I thought, how are people going to take me seriously when I don't even know how to do this for myself? And one thing you're going to hear tonight is that people's stories with how they get started with coaching are different. Like, you're going to hear from Krista. Her story is so different from mine because she was a challenger first. And she fell in love and decided that she wanted to coach to pay it forward and create income. For me, I just did both at the same time. And so I think the way that I got over that hesitation and sort of, I guess what I was worried about was that I didn't have any credibility. But so I took people on the journey with me from day one. The day I got signed up, I talked about it. And I just shared the reality. Like, if I saw something on Pinterest that inspired me, I shared it because I figured, what the heck, it's probably going to inspire somebody else. Or if I, struggled through my workout and had to push pause 3 times and catch my breath or whatever, I talked about that. If I ate pizza, I talked about that. If I ate kale, I talked about that. Like, I shared the good and the bad. And I think doing that gave me the credibility that I was afraid I wouldn't have. And it just, showed people the reality of becoming a better person and changing your health and doing things for you, for your health, because it's not all perfect. It's not all good. It's not all easy, but it gave people hope, and it showed people that it doesn't have to be perfect in order for you to see progress. So, I mean, that's what I got for y'all. I'm going to pass it over to Courtney so she can share a little bit of her story. And then, like Krista said, we will take questions at the end. If y'all have them as we go, you can type them in the chat so you don't forget.
So, hey y'all, my name's Courtney. I currently live in Alaska. My husband and I are both active duty military. We have 2 daughters, Riley, who's almost 3, and Piper, who will be 1 in June. So life is like crazy over here. But my biggest hesitation when I first signed on with a coach, or as a coach, I signed on as a coach and a challenger all on the same day. I've been like super into like fitness and nutrition for years and years and years. And I decided to start with Beachbody after I had Riley. So she was like 3 months old. I was ready to start working out, and I joined one of Morgan's clean eating groups, and I just kind of jumped in. Well, I had this hesitation when it came to coaching that these at-home workouts, like, there's no way they were going to work. Like, I spent hours in the gym. I was the kind of girl that after I got off my shift at work, my husband would come home, I'd go to the gym for literally like 2 hours, bust my butt, and then come home. And like, that was my life. Like, that's what I thought like health and fitness was. So when I first signed on, I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to see the kind of results that I see at the gym in these at-home workouts. Like, it's impossible. And I was so wrong. Like, the results that I have seen in like 20-minute workouts and 30-minute workouts are like it blows what I've done for years out of the water. Like I'm a certified personal trainer, and I can tell you right now, like the workouts that Shaun T puts together for you, I can't, like I can't, like I don't I don't know how he does it. And then also like being a coach and like being in this community, I kind of like stepped away from coaching. I call myself like the rebel of our team because like I jump in and out and in and out and in and out. And like my team has like really rallied behind me because they never left me. They never were like, oh my God, give up on her. Like she's not staying around. This community is like what keeps me coming back. It keeps me coming back. And it's honestly like the reason I stayed, like the accountability you get, the support you get, like just the flat out love you get. It's like nothing else you ever find. And it's nothing you can get in the gym by yourself, or even if you have a workout partner, like you just can't get what you can get through like our accountability groups and through Beachbody. And then like the last thing that I've really just gained as like being a coach and being a part of this community is like legit food freedom. Like when I said that I would, you know, go to the gym for like an hour, 2 hours a day, I was literally eating like chicken, broccoli, and rice. Like if I had a donut or a cookie or a piece of candy or whatever, like I was beating myself up. Like I would literally look at myself in the mirror and be like, are you crazy? Like you had a piece of cake today. Like, oh, what are you doing? You're going to ruin everything. And like, I just don't talk to myself like that anymore. Like if I have a cookie, it's because like I want a cookie. Like it is what it is. But like, honestly, like being a coach has given me like the accountability, the community, the love, the support. Like it's seriously like one of the best decisions I've ever made. And even my husband now can say like, my husband does the workouts, who was like the biggest skeptic to begin with. And he's even like, I can't believe like the change I've seen in you. And then like even with Shakeology, like I give my 2-year-old Shakeology every day when she walks through the door. The first thing she says out of her mouth is, Mommy, me shake. And I'm like, okay, come get your shake. So I have to like make me one and pour her one. So I love this community. I think it's seriously one of the best things I've ever done for myself. And I really hope you join us.
All right, we are going to pass it over to Leah. Leah, I got your unmute button going, so I'll get that for you since you got that babe on you. Actually, there you go.
Hi guys, my name is Leah and this is Ben. I was hoping to do this without him, but we're just gonna roll with it and hope for the best. So Ben is 3 and Anna, our sleeper, is 2. She's out cold already. I think I am probably one of Krista's biggest pains in the butt because I followed Krista forever. And I would tell her like, yeah, let's do this. Like, send me the link. I'm all in, girl. And then I was like, pump the brakes. No, I'm good. Again, Krista, I'm all in. Let's do this. Pump the brakes. No, I can't do this. I can't do it. And then I turned around and got a gym membership and told her I was going to see a personal trainer and started seeing a personal trainer for $150 a month. I saw a personal trainer for 1 hour a week. That's all I got with her. It was with a group, so I wasn't even one-on-one alone with her. And I had to be away from my kids for an entire hour. I was trying to make it work. She didn't have morning hours, so I had to do it after work. I wasn't with my kids for dinner time. It wasn't conducive to our lifestyle. It didn't work out for us. So I reached out to Krista again when I saw T20 get released. And I think I'm probably one of the newest coaches or Beachbody members in this group right now. I started in January, so 3 months. I'm 3 months in and that's it. I signed up to be a coach in January. And again, Krista's biggest pain in the butt. I turned around and texted her and said, I canceled being a coach. And being like genuine Krista, most kind, sweetest person in the world, was like, okay, you do you, girl. You cancel being a coach, that's fine. Don't even worry about it. She was like, but I want you in as a challenger in my group. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. I can be a challenger. Went into this group and I was basically a coach in this group. And Krista was like, what are you doing? You are encouraging people. You are commenting. You are liking. People are encouraging you. You are posting, like you are being a coach. And so I sat there and I said, well, Krista, I didn't use Facebook. I did not use Facebook. My Facebook was deactivated. I barely used Instagram. I think I threw up one post a month maybe, and it was like something silly about my kids. And that was one of my biggest problems. I didn't have a following. I had no following whatsoever, and I had no experience. Like I said, I just joined Beachbody in January. I spent 2 weeks with Shanti, and like ask anyone in the Beachbody, like our little community, my transformation in 2 weeks was like ridiculous. So much so that I was like, you know what? As long as I can be coachable, as long as I have this community of women to teach me how to get on social media, to teach me what I'm supposed to post, to teach me how to get a following. I have Google, I have Pinterest, like I can find a way to do this. And I think I went Emerald in 2 weeks. And since I went Emerald, I have helped. I remember watching Kelly. I remember being in my live coach group, and I was so scared because I remember Kelly said, all you have to do is help 3 people a month. That's all you have to do. And I'm like, 3 people a month? I don't even know 3 people. Like, I'm in a city where I don't even know people. I don't have many friends. I don't have a large supportive family. I was like, I don't know anyone. What do you mean 3 people a month? Are you crazy? I've helped 1 person a week since I've started this. Like, and I just started in January. And like I said, I don't have a huge support system, but I have our Beachbody community, and it's like, it really is life changing. And you'll hear us say that, and I know in the beginning, like, you do roll your eyes, because I rolled my eyes too, and I'm like, okay, Krista, it's life changing. All right, whatever. It really, truly is. Like, honestly, all you have to do is be in one of our groups for a week, and you realize that, like, you're making your own obstacles. You're giving yourself excuses that don't even, like, exist. Like, there's no reason for any of the excuses, because you're going to be successful no matter what you do. As long as you put your mind to it, like, you're going to be successful. I do it with 2 kids working full time, and my husband travels like full time, pretty much, for his job. So I really hope you guys join us, because it really is like such a great community, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. Yeah, so back over to you, Krista.
I don't even know if like I have to say anything. Like, that was just amazing. I was like smiling ear to ear, and I have such chills because it's actually kind of cool that I get to go after Leah, because I mean, we did talk for a long time, and I remember when she told me she had a gym membership, and I was like, that's okay. You're going to run into those people. If you start being a coach, you know, you're going to run into those people who are like, I'm just going to do my own thing. And what we've always said is, you know, it's really important to love people where they're at, because I told you in this welcome that we are a team that lifts people up. We help other women and men. There's men too, but we help other women rise. And it doesn't matter if those women are on our team or in our challenge groups or on the street and we don't know who they are. We are truly a group of women on this call, and there's men too, don't get me wrong, but we are truly a group that is passionate about just being our best selves and helping others do the same. And it does not matter who they are. And so I continue to love on Leah. And I'm so glad that she's joined us, because she's just helped a lot of people already. And so my story begins almost 4 years ago. I, like Leah, watched my coach for 2 years. So I guess my Beachbody career started about 6 years ago, because I watched her for 2 years. And I never once liked on a post. I never once commented on one of her posts, but I watched what she was doing. And when I was ready, so when my son Eli, who's now 4, he was about 4 months old, I reached out to her. She was a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. I didn't even know her. And I said, what are you doing? I didn't really understand what coaching was, but I saw her doing her at-home workouts. I saw her drinking her shake, and I saw her having this energy that with her kids that I wanted. And so while my story started after Eli was born, my true story began as a young kid. I mean, I started because I wanted to get that, you know, back into my pre-pregnancy jeans, and I wanted to feel comfortable in my own skin. But really what I never admitted to myself is I wasn't comfortable in my skin for a long time. I can remember as like a 13-year-old, I mean, it's one of those moments that's ingrained in my mind. I can remember I was sitting on my mom's bed with my head in her lap because it was almost swimsuit season and I was 13 years old. And so that lack of confidence and that insecurity was with me for a really long time. And it wasn't until I had Eli that maybe I wasn't strong enough to do it for myself, but I knew something had to change for my children because I was aware enough that I knew that I didn't want to see that cycle continue. And so I remember reaching out and saying, you know, what are you doing? And at that time, which is actually really cool because 21 Day Fix it's the 5-year anniversary and it's the new and enhanced version. But this is when I started, and she said, you know, she asked me, she listened, because as coaches, we want to know, what are your goals? What are your needs? What do you like in a workout, or where do you struggle? And then we help them find that resource, find that tool. And so I shared it with her, and she said, 21 Day Fix, the challenge pack with the Shakeology is going to be your best bet. And I dove right in. And I'll say, one of the reasons that my story is a little bit different is, and I told this to Morgan the other day, like when I joined that challenge group, like within days, I was like, sign me up to be a coach. I didn't have really any hesitations. Like I said in my beginning, I'm from a super small town. I now live in a town or in a city where I don't really know a lot of people. Not once did that really enter my mind. Not once did I not think like I can do this, because I saw other coaches on social media doing this. I saw others living their lives and coming home to their kids if that was their goal, or paying off debt if that was their goal. I saw it happening. And I knew that I could do that too. You guys, within days, people were asking me in my workplace, what are you doing? They could tell I had more energy. They could tell I had a little pep in my step. And they could tell that I was starting to get results and that my clothes were fitting me differently. I mean, to be honest. And I told them, I said, next month I'm signing up to be a coach and you can come along with me. And so I just started sharing. But I am a mom of 2. Eli is 4 and Emma is 2. When I started coaching, my husband was working second shift. So we were seriously just passing each other in the hallway, passing off our children. And I am a full-time school counselor. And so I will say that one of the things that I thought was, okay, well, how am I going to make this work? How am I going to fit this into my already busy day? Because you guys, none of us started this because we had all this extra time on our hands and we were bored out of our mind, right? Like, we're busy people. But sometimes I do feel like those that are busy get the most done, right? Because you just find a way. Our community and our teams have created systems that we have put in place to help you fit this into the cracks of your day. When you sign up to be a Team Beachbody coach, you are truly your own CEO. So there are no sales minimums, there are no requirements. And so you create whatever those office hours look like for you. So maybe it's going to be 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there throughout your day. For me, when I first started, it was primarily an hour after my son went to bed at night, when I was home by myself anyways, or when my husband was home. He was on his phone scrolling social media too. So I'm like, I'm already doing it. Why can't I just make some better use of my time and connect with people, meet some new friends in my community, reconnect with old friends that I haven't talked to in a while? Because truly that's what this is about, is building relationships. And so, like I said, together our teams have really collaborated together. That's another thing. You're never in this alone. And so we have collaborated and we have created systems that we will then teach you to help you make the most use out of your time and be very intentional with your time. And so you can fit things in throughout the cracks of your day. The one other thing that maybe wasn't as much of a hesitation on my part, but more of my husband's part, was, all right, so how much money does this cost? And are you gonna have to buy programs all the time? And are we gonna, lose all this money? And I had told my husband, give me 3 months. That's what I told him. I said, give me 3 months. Number one, my goal is to help people, and I'm gonna get that investment back, that initial investment, which really is just an investment in your own health and wellness, right? Because if it's your program and your challenge pack, that's you investing in your own health. And so the coach startup fee, when you do that, when you purchase the challenge pack, which is your shake and your program, the coach startup fee is waived. So it's really essentially free to sign up as a coach. So I said, give me a month. I'm gonna get that back. And then I'm going to continue helping people because I feel so great and I want them to feel as great as I do. And each month I'm going to pay for my product. And then I'm going to pay for diapers. And then I'm going to pay for daycare. And then when I had 2, I was like, I'm going to pay for 2 in daycare. And getting chills, it was never not a thought in my mind that someday I would come home to my kids. That doesn't have to be your why. Maybe your why is, to go get your nails done guilt-free. Maybe your why is, I'm getting all kinds of chills, to pay off debt. And maybe like me, it's to come home to your kids. And soon I will be doing that. And y'all, if you dive in with this team, you are going to feel so loved. Your why is going to grow so strong that any hesitations you have, you'll figure out how you're going to make it work. Because it is totally possible, and you can do whatever you put your mind to. I hope we see you over on the team pages, but I'm going to pass it over to Morgan to close us out.
Evan, I was like making notes, Krista, while you were talking because you're so good. But if any of you who are thinking about this have husbands that are like, you want to do what? That was me. Nick has never been unsupported, but he was always, especially in the beginning, he was just super, super skeptical. And just like Krista said, I told Nick, I was like, give me a month. Give me a month. And if it doesn't, whatever, then I'll say you're right. But number one, that was like extra push and accountability and encouragement for me because I was going to prove him wrong. Like, I love him, but I wanted to show him that I was capable of doing this. And then Courtney said something about accountability, which I had written down and forgot to say it. The accountability that comes along with coaching, you guys, I cannot even describe it. But I'm going to use one of my girls, Megan Bennett, who is on the call. She might be like nursing or something, so she doesn't have her screen up. But she has been a part of our challenge groups for at least 2 years. Kind of on again, off again, never really got into this great groove, never really committed to herself. And we've talked about this, so I'm not saying it in a bad way about her. I'm just speaking openly and honestly, and we've talked about it. So I think she's okay with me saying this. But in February, she reached out again to me. We had talked about coaching before, and she obviously she's here. She decided to do it. She has not missed a workout. She committed to T20. She is doing the things, like she's showing up. She's so excited. She's fired up. And the only difference was that she became a coach. Our nutrition plans haven't changed. Like, yeah, it was a new exciting program, but the difference was she became a coach and she got super excited. She's talking about what she's doing, and that accountability takes everything to another level because you're like, I said I was going to do it. I got to do it. I got to do the things. And I think also you just take on this whole nother level of ownership over yourself and your journey. And so when we say like the accountability of coaching is hard to describe, and like Courtney said, like you just can't beat it. It is that is a legit statement. It is the most insane accountability you can imagine. Okay. Do we have any questions? Pumping over here. Accountability is everything. I'm stubborn and won't be proven wrong. I hear you, sister. Any questions? You can totally unmute yourself if you want to.
Really quick, I just want to piggyback on what you said, Morgan, about your husband not being on board. Because mine thought I was crazy. I openly told Krista that before I started coaching. He just started T20 3 days ago. And he like literally was on the ground. Like, I'm so proud of you that you finished that program because that is so hard. Like, so I just wanted to piggyback on that really quick.
That's awesome. I think honestly, like, because it's unconventional, right? Like, this is different. I think my husband, I won't speak for everybody else, but he just thought, it was the next fad and the next thing that I was going to waste money on. But it clearly isn't. And I think it's just, you commit, you lean in with this team, you understand, like Krista said, that like everybody has different goals. Everybody has a different reason why. And when you lean on that and you plug in with this team and you're coachable, like Krista said, honestly, the sky is the limit. One of my coaches today commented, so in Beachbody, we have, Krista said, we don't have sales minimums. We don't have quotas. We have a reward system every single month for helping people get started. And one of my coaches said that, like, we were kind of talking about where we were, and she was like, oh, I'm so-and-so. And I was like, oh, she's further along this month than I am. And it was just like this moment of the sky is the limit. You never have to feel like, you can't bust through the glass ceilings or you can't do whatever you want, as long as you're determined and you have that just genuine desire to help yourself. That doesn't look like perfection. That looks like progress. That looks like trying. And you genuinely care about people. And I say this like from the best, sweetest place of my heart. But if you don't care about people and like have that just desire to want to make other people feel empowered and show them what they're capable of, like, this might not be for you. But I think that you're here on this call because you've seen all of us on social media empowering other women and probably have felt empowered by us. And I think if you didn't have that, you wouldn't be here. But I think those are the two foundational pieces of this. You help yourself and you empower people. I didn't see any questions, so feel free to unmute yourself. Okay.
I kind of hesitate on doing this because I've never had the confidence. It's like Krista said, it started when I was younger. Teenage years, always been that heavy girl, and I plummeted when I reached 270. And now that I've gotten to myself to a good place, I hesitate as well because of the fact that can I be as confident as I see you ladies do every single day?
Well, so I will tell you, I definitely didn't start confident. I had a really nasty mean girl that lived in my head for a long time. And she told me I wasn't good enough, and she told me I wasn't, pretty enough. And she told me that she told me some pretty nasty things for a long time. But one of the really awesome things about this community is when you wrap yourself around your arms around each other, you almost have no choice but to start believing in yourself. That belief, that positivity, that encouragement is so contagious. And part of our job description as coaches is we engage in personal development. So we're always working and growing on ourselves. And so, like, I'm getting chills just thinking about this and what that could mean for you, that personal development every single day, whether or not you're listening to something or you're reading something, that's going to be an area where you're going to really want to focus in and getting rid of that mean girl and overcoming that. But think about what story you can share to inspire people. Think about how your story and your journey of change is going to help people along the way, because there's other people out there like you that need to hear your story and that you've climbed that mountain and you've come on the other side, and they can do it too.
Absolutely. I remember last summer when I could barely walk and my daughter wanted ice cream. And so I said, okay, let's walk. And for the first time in like a long time when I could walk, I made it to the store without stopping once. And she just said, Mommy, you did it. And I just started I cry every time I think about it, because it's just like she just inspired me even more to want to better myself, not only for her, but for me. And, I've had the great support, not only my parents, my husband. She was the one who said, Mommy, you did it. And to hear that from my own child, that was awesome.
That's amazing. I was like over here feeling the waterworks. But there is power in your children or your husband or, people in your close-knit family. Like I said, I had my eating disorder for 11 years and never genuinely tried to really change until I held Cooper for the first time and was just like, you have a child. You can't be this way anymore. Doing things as women and as moms for other people sometimes is easier than doing it for yourself. For me, that is 100% true. For other people, that's not the case. But for me, like doing it for Cooper was what I needed.
You want to say something?
To go.
Hi. I'm her husband, Ed. I don't know if you could see me or not, but I've always told her that she needed to do things for herself, not for other people. I've always encouraged her, been supportive as if her parents and friends. I think that this is awesome for her to be doing this with you ladies, and I encourage her to keep doing so.
That's awesome. So you are the, what's the word that describes somebody that's different from all the other husbands? Y'all know what word I'm talking about.
Unique?
Yeah, Krista, I think you said it.
He's a unicorn.
Yeah, he's the unicorn husband. You can speak life into all the other husbands.
I will do my best, ladies. I promise you.
All right. I want to respect everybody's time and kind of close us out unless there are any other questions before we go. And honestly, like this has been like a really great wrap up already. But yesterday I wrote a post and the very beginning of it said, yeah, Megan, now that we're all crying, let me never, ever, ever forget what it's like to empower somebody else and what it's like to create a change in my life and what it's like, how it feels when you help somebody else create a change in their life. And, when I think back to the beginning, I got all the chills again. When I think back to the hesitations I had and hearing all of y'all's stories and listening to your hesitations, I can speak this for myself, but I know it's true of every other coach on this call. The hesitation, the uncertainty, the fear, all the things was worth it every single time to be where we are tonight, speaking on a call, breathing life into y'all, telling you about this incredible opportunity, knowing the ripple effect that we've had and that we're continuing to have. Like it's worth it every single time. And I just hope that, you guys will decide that you want to experience that too. Whether your goal is $200 a month and pay for your stuff and, like Krista said, go get your nails done without feeling guilty about it. Or whether your goal is $3,000 a month and you want to come home from your job, or whether your goal is huge and you want to make 6 figures a year. Whatever it is, like it all starts with you and empowering other people and just believing that you are capable of doing this. I think that, day in and day out, like, you were saying, you don't know if you have the confidence to do this right now. And like Krista said, a lot of us didn't have the confidence on day one, but when you show up and you keep that in the forefront, working on yourself and empowering other people and loving this community and bringing other people into it so that they can fall in love with it too. And when you just focus on those things, the confidence comes. and the results come, and the success comes, and your team grows, and the income comes. It all starts with you and believing that you can do it. And I know that you all can, because we've all done it. Why not you? Y'all have a really great night, and I'm so excited you were here.